Okay, we're going to start by showing you how easy it really is to put one of our Vertistack Wonder Gardens together. You first start off and get all the components separated out, and you got your 5 different pots, and you can fill them all the way up, probably about 90% of the way. And you can either plant them before you assemble it while they're all separated, or you can put them all together and plant it with all the dirt already in it and the towers assembled. But sometimes it might be easier to go ahead and put your plants in first and then assemble it onto the main reservoir tank. So the first thing you want to do is go ahead and start filling your reservoir tank, and you're going to put about 5 gallons of water. Okay, you're going to come to where she was pointing, which is that little lip there, and that little lip is exactly 5 gallons of water, and that's what you want. The reason it's got to be exact is you're going to use a pre-measured amount of nutrient solution. And okay, so she's just about got it full. There you go, about right there. Now you can either use our Universal Grow blend, or you can use our Big Bloom blend. Big Bloom's more for things like tomatoes and bell peppers and things like that. If you're going to grow more green-based stuff like lettuce and kale and spinach, you probably would want to go with our Universal Grow formula. Okay, now you want to assemble the pump. You take the little fitting and make sure that that rubber O-ring is on the fitting so it doesn't leak. And just carefully screw it onto the pump. Make sure you don't cross-thread it. And you don't really need to tighten this with a wrench or anything. You just want to hand tighten it and snug it down pretty good. You might check the clamp, make sure the clamp is on tight as well, and then put it right down in the middle of the tank on that little plate right there. Okay. It's kind of windy out here today. Next thing you do is take the white mounting plate and you put it in there, and watch for the little groove for your extension cord for your pump. You want to line that up so that your power cord can come out of the lid. There you go. That looks pretty good. And that plate sits on a recessed ridged area, so it'll be level once it sits down in there. And then you want to take your pot. First, you want to actually put some tape, masking tape. I would put 2 pieces over the top of your supply line so that you don't get the soilless media into the tube. You don't want to get dirt down in there. Of course, we're not using dirt. We're using a special hydroponic blend that actually has no dirt or soil in it. There's our beautiful assistant, Sherry, showing you how easy it really is to put one of these together. Anybody can do it. Okay, then once you do that, you take your pot, and you can have the plants in it or no plants, and you carefully place the tube right through the middle of the pot. And the tube comes right on through it, and you set the pot right down in the pre-cut grooves into the top plate. And you don't want to really smash your soilless media down tight. Just let the water pack it. So just put it in there and kind of lightly fluff it up, and when you water it, it'll be the right consistency. And then you just snap the other one on 45 degrees, and as you can see, they kind of just lock into each other. We'll do the third one. There you go. Snap that one in place. And then the last one. There you go. Now, oh, I'm sorry, there is one more. Okay, there we go. So you have a total of 5 pots, which will give you 20 different plant spaces. Then you can go ahead and remove your masking tape. You don't have to worry about getting any dirt in it from this point on, or grow media, should I say. Make sure you get all the tape off. Okay, and then we have a special fitting that will go on here in just a second. and this ends it up, and this is your water distribution manifold, and this is where your water will come out. Now this is a little tough to put this piece on. You got to really hold it tight and just be careful. Work it on there as far as you can get it, and then take that nut and screw the nut down. The threads are actually a reverse thread, so it'll actually the nut will go down and away from the top, and it locks the tubing on. And then just flatten your dirt back, and then you take the now we're going to take our water distribution pot and set it on top. And if you have a little soilless media left, just make sure you get that pot as level as it can be. You don't want it crooked. It won't hurt anything, it just won't look as pretty. Screw the cap on so the water doesn't come out the top. The water actually comes out the side of this particular fitting. And then you can put a little bit of soilless media in the top, maybe a couple inches. And then you're going to finish it off with pea gravel. Now you could also fill this bucket 100% with pea gravel as well, and it would work just as well. So either way works fine. Then you can take your water sprinkler and sprinkle down the media if it's really windy outside, because when it's dry it's going to want to fly out and until it gets wet the first time. Now you don't want to soak it down too much, because remember, you've already got 5 gallons pre-measured in the bottom, so you just want to kind of mist it enough to, you know, make it moist. Don't make it actually drain into the bottom tank. Then you want to add your little bit more to kind of just level everything out. As you can see, it's pretty breezy over here today. That's what happens in Oklahoma. Sometimes middle of the day we get 50 and 60 mile an hour winds. You never know. Now we're going to fill it with pea gravel. And this, you're going to fill it pretty much all the way to the top. When you do it, you might want to make sure that your fitting is kind of in the center of the gravel. Again, it really won't hurt anything, but it just looks prettier when everything's centered up and level. And that's it. That's pretty much all there is to it. Plug your timer in, and she's ready to start watering. And again, you can plant your plants ahead of time if you want, or you can wait and plant them like we did after we put it all together. It's actually a little easier if you do it first, plant them first, and then assemble them, but it's really up to you. Now, we're going to take our nutrient solution, and we're going to take part A. It's a liquid concentrate, and in 5 gallons, we're going to actually put 2 tablespoons, make sure it's 2 full tablespoons, and 2 teaspoons. All right, so there's the 2 tablespoons. Then we're going to take 2 teaspoons of A. We've got an A and a B, and we're just doing A right now. So 2 big ones, 2 small ones. And then you want to make sure that you rinse off your spoons when you go to get your second. This is part B. You don't want to cross-contaminate A into B. They have to remain separate until they get into the 5 gallons of water. Once they're in the 5 gallons of water, it's no big deal. All right, so there's 1 tablespoon and 2 tablespoons. And then we're going to put 2 teaspoons of it as well. Now, you'll probably be just pouring this out of bottles. I had to take this out of my 5-gallon pails that I have, because I have large amounts of nutrient solution mixed up, but you'll probably just have a quart or a pint bottle. Okay, so there's 2 and 2. Now you take some type of mixing stick. We're taking a piece of hose that we have left over and just going to mix it up real good. You can also get the option of getting the air stone with an air pump, and put the air stone like you would in an aquarium and let it bubble, and it puts more oxygen in your nutrient solution. The only problem is you have to make sure that you put it in out of the weather. Okay, we're testing it with an EC meter, and we're actually, once the temperature compensates, let it sit there for a minute and the temperature will stabilize. It'll get down to about 1500 or 1.5 on the EC level, and that's where we're starting our plants, because we don't have baby plants. We're starting some that we've already started inside. So you want to start your EC at 1 to 1.5 on small and young plants. And that's really all there is to it. As you can see, we've got healthy, happy plants, and depending on the plants, your EC levels can change, but check with us and we can get you the recommended EC levels. We thank you for watching.